week, long week, exciting week, fun week, all that stuff, and got all your presents that you wanted. And Vicki, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. Awesome. Yep, you sound good. And we'll get started here in just one momento. Everybody turn off your phones, close your doors. A little housekeeping. On the right-hand side, you'll see a questions box. If you have any questions during the session here that Vicki's going to share with us, feel free to ask your questions. And I'm going to click the record button right now as we speak. And here we go.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. This is Scott Smith with Agent Mastermind. Welcome back from this long holiday week last week, and have an awesome, amazing class for you guys. I always get excited when Vicki's on the class with us, and she's here with us today to share with us how she, man, how do I start? Flyers, Facebook headers, YouTube headers, postcards, the whole mindset behind it, the whole mindset behind your brand. She's going to share with us how she does it using PowerPoint, and I don't think it matters which one you have, but I think she's using 2010, Vicki, I think?
Yeah, it's the one that you have
awesome.
on the computer. And so it's something that comes with your computer, something really easy. A lot of people don't have, Adobe, or maybe it's so expensive, that kind of stuff. So this is just something that you can use and it's easy. So it's there. Why not use it?
And here's just a suggestion for everybody that has an assistant that's on the call. I would, have them watch this class and say, hey, do this or do that, or come up with some ideas for me. Or take some of the ideas that Vicki's going to share with you and give them, go to Fiverr or go to, Odesk is another one. Odesk.com does one projects and done, so stuff like that. So we'll talk more about that at the end. But Vicki, why don't you share with us what you got? You got an awesome class, and I just looked at the PowerPoint, so I'm excited.
Good. I'm pretty pumped for this, so it's great. What we're going to do today is we're going to kind of show you the mindset behind it, like you had mentioned, and how you can do it yourself. So we'll go ahead and get started right now. What you're going to need is what I call my must-haves just to do this, is a plan of action. You need to have a system. You need to have a system that's going to tell you what to do, when to do it, why you're doing it, and who's doing it. And we use Google Docs, right, Scott, quite a bit.
Absolutely. Google Docs is awesome, yep.
All the assistants, and they all share their doc with me, so I can look at it at any time, 24/7, and say, okay, yeah, that plan of action that we implemented, was done by, Mike or Brandon. You need to have Microsoft PowerPoint and Gene. I don't know if you guys know what Gene is, but here is the free download. It's a little capture system that I use 100 times a day. So we can show you.
Yeah.
We can show you how to use it if for some reason you don't. And I also like the video part of Gene to communicate with. I can take a video snapshot. It records my voice. It records my mouth, what I'm trying to say. And then I can hyperlink it in an email to someone to give them some instructions. I love that part of Gene, so that's great. Images, these are just, there's tons of places you can go to. I happen to use Photo Express and Dollar Photo Club. They're extremely inexpensive, and I keep them all in a folder on my desktop so I can reuse them over and over again. And so that's, as well as clip art. Now with PowerPoint, I'm going to show you where you can actually use free clip art, in your postcards or your flyers, too as well.
There's a lot of free stuff that I had no idea was even there. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that's just inside PowerPoint, but yeah, so.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So first off, you have to have a marketing plan, right? What's going to happen in 2015, and that's why we talked about. Today would be a really good. This is a good time to revisit what you're doing, who's going to be doing it, and actually put a system in place so that it's already set. It's done for you. You've ordered your postcards. So now all you do is put a stamp on them and mail them out. So think about, what's going to happen in January, February, March, April, and have systems in place to be able to cover, what your plan is and what you're going to be doing. A good system to think about is called life cycle marketing. Now, life cycle marketing is taking one client through the life of in working with you within your office. In the very beginning, they are going to just become aware of you, maybe through your Facebook post or other social media sites or a postcard that they get from you, or you go to a for sale by owner or an expired. They're going to research you, and then they're going to compare you to other competition that's out there, and then they're going to select and buy into your program. They're going to hopefully you're going to gain them as a client, a buyer client or a seller client, and then they're going to have an experience with you, and then you're going to get into the retention phase, and then they're going to get into the referral phase, which is the word of mouth. So really, you really need to have a life cycle marketing system or plan. What's going to happen in your pre, what's going to happen during your listing or during the time that you're working with them as a buyer, and then an after-close system. So if you can think and break it down into 3 different categories, because what you do is going to be different in the cycle that they're in. So, for example, you might not do the lotto ticket strategy that we talk about. That is usually an after-close system. You would not want to do that in the very beginning when they don't know, like, or trust you yet, right? Scott, do you agree?
Yeah, and I would think about this. Remember when we talk about it's not about what you say or what you do, it's how you make them feel. One of the things I know we all know this, but people don't like to be educated, they like to be entertained. So if you can some way, shape, or form in the pre, during, and after, make it fun for them, let them get to know you, have fun with the process, I'm telling you, it goes so far because you make them feel good during the process, and therefore the rest of the whole thing just goes so much better. So, and they remember that, they remember the laughs and the fun times and the caring and all that stuff. So it's how you make them feel. Don't be so robotic about it, or don't be so like, what is everybody else doing? I'm going to do that. Make it your own. Be who you are, and just put that into your marketing.
Yeah, and that is a key component to pull marketing. It's making them feel good. It's answering the questions that they already have in their mind versus pull marketing where you're just selling to them. So you're right on there. I put together just a quick marketing plan. This is just something that I came up with, I didn't really go into total detail, but just to give you an idea, maybe to give you some inspiration, how easy it is to put a system in place, using Google Docs, which is basically an Excel spreadsheet. Creating your brand on all of your social media sites is a really key component. Because that's where a lot of your marketing is going to happen, especially in the future, the next year or 2 years down the road. You're going to find that the majority of your clients, you're going to communicate with them in the way that they want to be communicated with. It's easier for you to reach them because they're already at the party. You know what I mean? So making sure that your brand follows on all of the social media sites. What are you going to do? When are you going to do it? What type of marketing are you going to do? Why are you going to do it? And who's going to do it? You could add more columns to this, like, is it done? That kind of thing. So, for example...
the cool part about this, Vicki, that I love the most is, if you look at, who's going to do it, you literally could probably have your assistant or partner or virtual assistant do 99% of this. Lottery ticket could be sent out by somebody. Just Sold could be sent out. Photo op, accountability report, Animoto listing, design listing fan page, attract new business. There's some other stuff there. Thank you cards, client communication. So you could have somebody else do this stuff while you're out doing the money-making activities. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the best part about this. Only if you have a list of what they're supposed to do. So if you're looking for what would an assistant do, man, this is a great list to go by.
Right. The only thing that you the agent, needs to do is the actual face-to-face contact. So once you design your For Sale by Owner campaign, Maybe it's 8 weeks of postcards. The goal is to stack appointments for you. So you're sending out the postcards maybe on Monday, and then your assistant is following it up on Wednesday, or you are, and then you're stacking the appointments so that you are doing the face-to-face. You're doing the money-making activities. Everything else is being done. Phone burner. We've done several classes on the phone burner. You really want to communicate with your database on a regular basis. So using the phone burner allows you to burn through your database really quickly. That could be something that you do, or you could have your assistant do it. You record your voice, but then when someone picks up, it's your assistant saying, hey, this is Vicki from Scott's office. He wanted me to touch base with you and see, how are things going, and you just talk general communication. Oh, by the way, please don't keep us a secret. If any of your, your neighbors or any of your family members are looking for a house, can we count on you, just to give our name to them? Or better yet, will you call me, John? Scott would really love that, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, Beverly's asking what is Phone Burner, and Phone Burner is a system that allows you to do one recording. We have a class on it that we probably should bring up again, but it's a system, it's a web-based system that allows you to upload your contacts into the system. It allows you to click go, and what it does is it dials the first number of your client, and if it gets voicemail, it allows you to push a button and leave a recorded message that you pre-recorded, so it's nice and fresh and crisp and clean. And because I think if you think about calling 100 people, your number 10th voicemail is going to get a little less and a little less exciting, a little less excitement. So this allows you to send the same message, and it's a generic message for all your past clients. But we've literally had people add 1, 2, 3, 4 deals to their pipeline just by connecting, engaging with their past database. Also, we've proven that we typically see 1 transaction per month per 100 in the database, and that's like a very, very conservative number. So if you're not connecting, engaging, and interacting with your past database, you're losing out on deals that they're referring to somebody else, or not even talking about to their, or giving your name out.
It's great, a great communication tool to keep you top of mind with your client in your database, and those people already know, like, and trust you. I know you are, Scott, are huge on connecting with your database. That is where you get your ambassadors, that continue to refer business your way. So, anything that you can do to reach out and touch them, the more the merrier. So, yeah, big fan on Phone Burner. So this is just an example of how easy it is. It's just a matter of putting pen to paper, and designing what's going to happen in your an Excel spreadsheet for what happens during the time that you're either during the listing or during the buyer part of it, and then what's going to happen in the after closing system. So it's just a simple 1, 2, 3 step, and then it's done. And you do this, January, February, March, April. It's rinse and repeat. So now we're going to get into the fun stuff. This is the stuff that I love to do, So
yeah, you love it too much, Vic. Gotta say.
I know, and I kind of get lost in it. It's like people.
I know, man. She sits here, zones out, and I'm like, hey, Vicki, wake up, God, time to go home.
You're talking to me, and it's like I don't even hear you most of the time. It's like, oh yeah, what did you say? Oh, okay. So your brand basically is what people believe you are. It's who they perceive you to be. And we always start by building the brand first. And then as I mentioned, we bring it across all of your marketing materials. So somehow it could be a logo, it could be a slogan, it could be colors. And yeah, there is a brand that comes with your company, and that's great too. You can have that there, and of course you have to have that there for company regulations. But it's more about you. You need to have your brand out there, if not as much more than the company brand. And it should, it should precede and underlie any effort that you do. And branding is all about push, not pull. We've done several classes on the difference between push marketing and pull marketing, as well as you can Google that to learn a little bit more. tool is more engaging. It's not interrupting someone that doesn't necessarily want your business. You're attracting the people that want your business. You're answering those questions that they're already have in their target market's minds. So a brand will help encourage someone, and it will support whatever efforts that you're doing. But it doesn't say buy me. Instead, it talks about who you are, why you're doing, what you're doing, why you love real estate, and if they align with you, they support you, and then they'll be referable partners and ambassadors into your business growth. So if you can think of a brand doing all that really cool stuff for you, it just helps in any effort that you do. It sets you different and apart from the norm. And we tie everything into social media. The big party is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest, and Google+. But there's Instagram. There's tons of others that you can get into. But at least having a platform across all of these major ones right here will at least allow people to, and they will Google you, to see that, oh yes, they understand the philosophy between Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Pinterest. Now, the good thing about that is when you're branding all of this, you can co-brand within your site. So, for example, I could do my Pinterest boards and post a board, or just like I did today on Agent Mastermind, I posted the postcard board, Scott. So, I can cross-market Pinterest to Facebook, Facebook to Pinterest, Pinterest to Twitter, YouTube videos to Facebook, YouTube videos on my Pinterest, Twitter them out, Google plus them. I could do a blog and insert, something that I did on Pinterest. So you're letting people see that you're on all of these sites, as well as you should be able to follow all of your friends on all of these sites, subscribe to all of your friends on all of these sites, so that you can tag them. You can, right?
And Vicki, great news too. I don't know if you knew this or not, but we're having a gentleman who specializes in YouTube come on in 2 weeks. We're going to have a YouTube class, which we haven't had in a really long time. So I don't know if we've ever really done a YouTube class. So we're going to have a YouTube class coming up in 2 weeks, not next week, but the week after.
Very cool. Yeah, I think we've done video marketing, and we've done we've shown how to optimize your videos to get Google Juice or first page exposure. But very cool. So why do you need to do these changes and be aware of tying in your social media? Because 72% of adult users are on at least one social network. And the landscape has really changed. But the power behind it is to stay top of mind. It increases your likability, and you can build influence. But most importantly, you remain relevant. So I just invite you guys to get in the conversation, engage, because I really like this one. I work sometimes, and people say, well, I've been in the business for 30 years, and I have a great, database, and that's great. And I'm not saying, stop doing what, you normally do. But if you want to grow, if you want to bring new customers into your business, sometimes the old way of doing business doesn't work anymore. So you need to open up new doors to attract those 20s and 30s and 40s. And where and how are they communicating? Is through social media. So I'm just a big component of tying social media into all my marketing efforts that I do. And PowerPoint is going to give you a great resource to be able to do that. Now, your assistant, if you have one, really their goal in your marketing plan is to keep the conversation going. I really emphasize I want them to make you look really, really good, and be that connection for you on all the good things that you offer. They're basically planting the seeds, for future growth, and they're planting the seeds for referrals, as well as your reputation. So, this is kind of when I think of what an assistant would do. This is basically the mindset behind what, can really help them, help you in your business. this is a little cheat sheet. So, like for example, you guys can keep this standard postcard, oversized, a jumbo postcard. Maybe you want to do a brochure about your business.
And this is the and she's going to show you how to do this. We're going to go live here in just a minute, but she's going to show you why these sizes are important. So when you're doing something on PowerPoint, you can actually put these sizes right inside your PowerPoint presentation. When you actually develop a postcard or oversize your jumbo or brochure, it allows you to do that right inside PowerPoint. So she's going to show you that in a minute.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure to get a copy of this PowerPoint, just get a get with your loan professional that's listening to the invite, and we'll make sure and get you a copy of this and the recording.
Awesome. This is also a cheat sheet for your social media sites. So if you're doing Facebook or a banner, on YouTube, Twitter, Google+, these are the dimensions that you'll need to put into PowerPoint in order to get, the appropriate, timeline image, for example. I use Action Repair. If I find that I want to convert pixels to inches, because PowerPoint does inches, not, so this is a great place to go in and just enter, what they tell you that banner on YouTube is, and then it converts it for you. So that's kind of a little trick there. Just wanted to share that with you too as well. Okay, so we're going to go live. Now, I think I did post the postcard one. You guys can follow me on Pinterest. I try to keep, when I get time, there's probably 100 or more that I haven't done, but I try to upload them when I get time. So for example, this would be the board that I do for Facebook timelines. These are all the Facebook business pages, as well as personal pages. And we can talk about that, that I've done for our clients, for a while. So there's tons of great ideas. It kind of gives you an idea of, you can come here and think, oh man, I really like that. Now be aware that a lot of these are images that I've purchased for the client, our clients, but it's something that at least can give you some inspiration, and think about. So we try to find something that's unique and different and about you that's going to make you stand out, or it could be the city, it could be what you like to do in your personal life, that kind of thing. And then we bring that forth on your banners. So that is like Facebook. All of our YouTube videos, not all of them, but these are the ones that I do for Animoto and stuff, are all on here too as well. So you can get some ideas from that. The postcard marketing, these are flyers and postcards. These are brochures, listing presentations, campaigns. They're all here, kind of give you an idea too, of different things that you can do. So one thing that you'll notice is just a lot of sharp images that capture the attention, because that's what I want to do. It's first impressions. I want them not to look at something and just, they're desensitized. It's computer generated, so they throw it away. I want